How are y'all doing today? Baby, let me change your life. Okay, I was singing kind of good. When I get nervous, I do mess up. Now, I'm trying not to be nervous. Oh, okay. So today, some of you knew that I would be live. I posted this in the community section. So if anybody wanted to call in, the phone line is open now. Hopefully this goes well. I don't have too much to say. I want to hear what you have to say. And I started this topic because there are so many women, like Ayana Von Sant types and stuff who say, speak life, speak life, speak life into him. You'll make a man better. He'll be a better man because you spoke life into him. If you lift his self-esteem and only say good things to him, then he magically will become great. He'll get a better job. He'll become better with his personality, and his bad habits might disappear. You will change this man by talking and saying these things. Even though I don't like projects, to be honest, like that. Not at my age. I accept men for who they are, and we're either compatible or we're not. Now, men can change. Men and women can change. If there are bad habits I have or something, and you point it out to me and I see it is an issue or it really affects you, then people can try to change. But sometimes people can't always change the issues or things like that. They either get therapy, work on it themselves, and you can still be with the person. But sometimes it's like, if I see it's a hot mess and our personalities keep clashing, or you're lazy as a man, you don't get up, I have to think for you. I'm not writing your resumes up. I see so many Black women on TikTok saying they write their boyfriend's resumes. I'm not doing that. I like a man. I like a man to show me he's a leader and everything like that. I don't want to work for you. Don't get me wrong. I would help my man, like if I see something, baby, I saw this job was hiring you can do this, or look at that. Yeah, you can do that. If you're with a man and a man's with you, y'all are supposed to be friends with each other and lovers, and you want to see each other do well, especially he's the father of your children, because what affects him affects you. The best he is, the better your life will be because he's your man. But there are a lot of women who are doing things for their boyfriends who they're just sleeping with, and words for their man, writing his resume, trying to help him get a job. And it's like, yeah, you can be helpful, but a man has to get up and show a woman why he's the man, that he's able to be a leader, And to me, showing me that you are a leader, that you're the head and that you're intelligent and that I can trust you and put my life in your hands means that if you lose your job or something crazy happen, you're going to get your ass up. I don't like lazy men. I don't like that at all, because I'm not going to suffer because of you. I really feel that way. And, I am the type of woman, and many women, where something bad happens, you do get up like, oh my God, honey, okay, we're going to do this. Sometimes you can't help yourself, like, okay, baby, I'm going to go on Indeed. I'll help you out. We'll find something to help you. If he's overwhelmed, you want to help him out. If he's just overwhelmed, but he still has to write his resume, he has to apply himself and stuff like that. So let me see what's being said in the chat. Hey, Ban Up Muse. Oh, thank you again, Devil's Queen. Diana Prince says his mother and father should have planted seeds of motivation and encouragement in him as a child. I'm not building a boo and providing free emotional, physical, and financial labor. That's not my job. Ban Up Muse. Oh, okay. But be the love you seek. Accept a man for who they are. If you can't, then leave. Yeah, even with a man, like, if I'm someone you just cannot stand, or I have habits and ways that just irritate the shit out you, but you didn't tell me, but it just bothers you and you just feel you can't change me, then I guess we're not compatible. But people compromise. I'm one of those women where We're just talking. The phone line is open. I'm one of those type of women. Tell me the problem. Tell me what it is, but don't say it to me mean. If there's something about me that irritates you, don't hide it from me. If there's something I said that bothered you, that hurt you, that pissed you off, tell me. I hate when things in relationships go bad and I didn't know what I did. I don't have closure or I don't know. And then I might go into the next. I mean, everybody's different, but I think people deserve a right to know what I did, what I said, what is it about me that really hurt you or bothered you or you just couldn't stand and why it didn't work. You can help me become better by pointing out something that might be. Now, I mean, I personally don't believe that I have really bad traits. I really don't. I really don't. But if I did, I would want my man to tell me and don't hide it from me. Communication, I've always said this, communication is the biggest thing in a relationship. Without it, that's why so many relationships just go bad because people are hiding how they feel. They're not expressing what bothered them, what hurt them, what annoys them, what triggers them, and things like that. Now, just because you say what bothers you and annoys you don't mean you're always right. But communication, I think a lot of relationships go down the drain because I'm not going to be with somebody I can't be myself with, and I'm shocked at how many relationships are like this. What's the point of being with you if I can't be myself? I believe in a relationship where I can pee in front of you in the bathroom and you can pee in front of me in the bathroom and we don't care. We take showers together. Like, I believe in those type of relationships where if I have to be comfortable with you, why are you my man if I can't be myself with you? It makes no sense to me. I'm not dating a stranger or someone I got to tiptoe around. I don't believe in that at all. To me, if we get married or a committed relationship, we're best friends. Hide stuff from me. You can't talk to me or you're not comfortable. And you would be shocked how many people have relationships like they're strangers or they're afraid to talk. Like, what's the whole point of being together? You're my man. If I let you be my man, that means you're my man. And I believe that I need to be able to talk to you and you can talk to me about anything. And no one comes between us. We're on a different level. But, not everybody has a relationship like that. Okay. Let me see. Patty Oil says speaking life into the man has not worked and it won't work. You shouldn't have to motivate a man only in the Black community. Man Up Muse says they won't do that. They want you to be someone else's problem. Patty says speak life into them while they drain the life forces out of you. No, thank you. You know, if I'm dating or you're my man, if my man's like, if let's give an example, if my man's depressed, something now going wrong, he's sad, you know, men can feel under pressure sometimes, right? If he's sad, he doesn't know what's going on. He feels kind of lost. You want to be there for your man, rub his back. Um, I've heard men who feel like, I've heard Black men say this, where they feel you need to be more supportive and stuff like that. A lot of women are. I see so many, my thing is speaking life, but getting up are two different things. I can say something to you all day. I refuse, and I said this years ago, I refuse to let you be a victim as a man. You know, at the end of the day, like if something bad was to happen with his job or something, he's sad. Yeah, I can rub you. I can say, okay, but we got to get up. Time to act. I don't like the type of men where the disaster is coming. He sees the disaster and he just sits his ass there. My life is in your hands too. Not only that, but hell no, you know, again, I would get your ass up. And I don't want to, I don't want to talk to him like that. But look, come on, honey, get up, get up, get up. All right, let's see this resume. If you need a new resume, we'll go on Fiverr or Upwork or something, get somebody. You're going to get that resume redone. All of that. Get up. You going on Indeed, Career Builder, all of that. Come on. Bills, the rent coming next and soon, all that. No sitting around and just moping around and whining and just laying there like a little vegetable. I said it before, I like strength. I like strong men. But men are still human too. I understand that too. And I don't believe in putting down my man if you're my man. You know, why are we together if I'm going to treat you like that? Why would I even do that? It makes no sense. But I don't like men who act like really big babies and whine and whine and whine. Oh, that actually irritates the hell out of me. Like, yeah, I understand sometimes you get defeated or a little sad, and I want my man to be able to express himself to me. But men who act like little children, literally, like throw hissy fits and will just slouch and lay there and not do nothing. He knows the house is about to be foreclosed or something. He just lays his ass there. I mean, shit like that, that's gonna set me off. Okay. Band up nurse says I can picture Cerebral saying to a man, "Get your arse up." Yeah, they can come out, but I have to hold back. I know how to hold back, but if it's necessary, sometimes it's necessary. Okay. So speaking life into a man. Again, I've had men come on my channel saying this to me. They get so angry when they feel like a black man is being critiqued or criticized. They'll forget all my other videos and they'll get so butthurt and say, that's the problem. I had one guy who wrote me and said, I don't see you going so hard for black men, uplifting them the way you do black women. Well, this is a channel that largely, I mean, I talk about a lot of issues, but yeah, I've said it before. I'm pro black woman, you know, it's just what it is. I mean, I'm not against the black man being better or his self-esteem being lifted, but black women have been doing that. I said it ever since I've been little. I hear them saying king this and king that about random men. What has it worked? Saying these affirmations constantly? Speaking life, black women have been doing that, but again, I can say nice things all day long. Is that going? And I've done it before. You know, I had a video a few years ago where um, I talked about the oil field, the oil jobs in North Dakota, I think, around North Dakota that are paying 100,000 and up, and they still do. And I had mentioned to black men, this was years ago. I said, if you want a job, maybe go to North Dakota and work on the oil field. They pay six figures and up starting. So that was something nice that I did. I'm not obligated to. It reminds me of a woman who came on my TikTok and the topic was Black Women Let's Talk. It was a cute little picture for black women to talk. And she just came out the blue and said something about uplifting black men. And I felt like, why do you feel I have to mule so much? Why do I have to work on uplifting and pouring into the men? And I don't even get it. Why aren't the men pouring into me as a woman? Why do I have to bend over backwards emotionally and mentally for them constantly? Why do you feel that's my job? And why do you want me to treat random men I'm not even in a relationship with like they're my man? I'm not against those type of things at all. Honestly, having, it's good to say nice things and have your self-esteem and motivation, but also a man has to do that too. Not only that, but the black woman needs to be poured into. Okay? The black woman's femicide needs to be highlighted. The black woman's health needs to be highlighted. The black woman's protection. I just showed that video, what happened in Baltimore, Maryland. We know what happened to Clarisha Hood. And it's like, when is the pouring going to come into me as a woman so I can actually feel loved by the so-called community? Why do you always want me to have to dedicate my life to putting myself in the back seat for a group of men. I don't even know half of them, but you want me to always do the work and uplift. Y'all been doing this. I've been seeing this my whole life. And even in my personal life, calling a family, I've seen it. And it's getting ridiculous to me. Pour into me. How about that? Can the black woman be poor emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, all of that? Can I get that? Because I don't see a campaign or anybody popping up saying, please pour into the black woman and lift her up, make her feel better, make her feel loved and protected and supported. So I'm tired of that crap. I'm nobody's mule. Okay? Period. But anyway, this topic is about speaking life. Speaking life into people. Speaking life into a man. It doesn't have to be a black man, it could be any man. And I want to hear your opinions. The phone line is open. I think that it's nothing bad about saying positive things, affirmations, making your man feel loved, making him, if he acts like a king, or if he feels sad about something, helping him feel better, telling him you can do it. Can I help you with something? But you gonna fill out that application, you gonna get your resume together. Or if I have some skills in something he doesn't, I can tell him some things that I know that might help him. But I also expect the same thing. I don't like one-sided loyalty. I don't like not having reciprocation. I don't like being the one to have to go all out. I'm doing more communication. I'm being more emotionally available. I'm being more dedicated. I'm rubbing you. I'm going all out in the bedroom for you. I want it. I believe in reciprocation. And that's just how I am. I don't like to feel like I'm not receiving what I'm giving, the same support and everything like that. I need life spoken into me too. But women are always saying this around the place, speak life into him. What about speaking life into me? Maybe I'm depressed. Maybe I'm suicidal. Maybe I need some life speaking into me from a man, you know? So I think it goes both ways, but I want to know, have any of you dated a man who was feeling low, lost his job, things were going bad, you spoke life into him like they said, and what was the result? Did it work? Did your positive affirmations and saying nothing but nice things motivate him to get up, get a better job or stop his bad habits? Did things change when you did this? Did the speaking life into him work? Jay Riches says, they do want you to be loving to random black men. Do that and they will be the first one calling you all kinds of 304s. I said, just give up. There's not a reasonable analysis for the idiotic actions of most black men. And that's a man saying that. Let's see. That pouring in stuff is too close to the ride or die thing. Yeah, the ride or die, I don't believe in being a ride or die. Now, I have been loyal. I'm not, but I have been loyal before. But I don't believe being loyal that I'm suffering. I don't believe in the whole selling narcotics for a man and taking the weight and going to jail for a man. I don't believe in waiting for years upon years while a man is in prison, doing God knows what in prison, we already know, and my life being on hold for a man I'm not even married to, who probably won't even get a job or reoffend, and then my life and my children's lives are over. I don't believe in riding or dying for a man that I don't believe is definite that I'll be secure. I'm riding or dying, but there's no guarantee you're even going to be with me. You're not taking care of me. We have nothing. You know, a lot of women who have ride or died has always typically ended up pretty bad. A good portion of the time, the woman sacrifices herself, her health, mentally, physically, her body, children, and she gets nothing. She gets nothing. He still does what he wants. He still might make, I mean, it's never worked out for most women, especially Black women who have ride or died. I look at the results right now with this mentality amongst Black women, and look where we're at as Black women. The loyalty, the upliftment, it hasn't gotten you sure. The Black woman hasn't gotten anything for all your dedication. You know, I look back on the Black women who was marching, fighting white men, which is not what we should have ever been doing. We should, it's a lot of things I think that we're not embarrassed about, that we should be embarrassed about as Black women. It doesn't make sense that you should have to even fight white men back in the day in the 50s and 60s. A woman is not supposed to be fighting men. A man is supposed to fight a man. So, you know, I don't know how we're not embarrassed, the fact that we were even put in that position. But anyway, seeing Black women getting the hose on them, the dogs put on them, the sit-ins, RAP'd, some lynched, all types of stuff. And for what? When we look at where we're at now, what was the whole point? The loyalty, the dedication didn't get you anything, not with Black men. It didn't get you anything with respect in the community. It hasn't done anything. It was all for nothing. At least that's how I personally feel. You know, that's just how I feel. It was for nothing. All this dedication that so many feel they have to do and sacrifice hasn't worked out. I had said just the other day on social media, I'm tired of seeing Black women crying all the time on TikTok and on here, always saying, I gotta be this, I gotta do this. I can't cry, I can't be soft, I gotta fight. I said, you do? Because last time I checked, those were called choices. I don't have to fight anything. I can rest. I don't have to fight. I don't have to do one-sided loyalty. I don't have to mule. I don't have to be the head of a community. I don't have to do any of that. It's a choice that you're choosing to do, because deep down, a lot of Black women enjoy it. I think they're bored and they want to be able to feel important. So let me dedicate for Black activism and all this stuff. And y'all are running around in circles and it's not getting you anywhere. Okay, I have a call. Now I'm going to put my microphone next to the phone. Let's see if y'all can hear. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear her. I'm going to put her on speaker, this microphone. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. And everybody in the chat, let me know if you can hear her, because I have the phone to the microphone.
How you doing? This is
Oh, hey, Shirley girl.
I know it's been a while. Um, so the topic, right? I have basically two things to say, right? Um, so I was talking to a coworker of mine about, you know, like I had an issue with Black women constantly going out on the forefront to march for Black men and getting getting in these police officers' faces. Mm-hmm. And I was like asking her, why is it that more Black men are not on the forefront fighting if Black men are more of the victims of white supremacy? Mm-hmm. And it's funny because the Black coworker that's male, that we were all three having a conversation, agreed with me. But what she said the reason why is because Black women give birth to the race, right? And it's hard for her as a Black mother who has sons to not go out there and fight, because to her, she's fighting for her son. So I said, okay, but what about his father? Why doesn't his father go out and fight for your son? And she responded, she didn't answer the question, she just responded and said, well, you don't understand because you have never given birth, right? And I said, okay, I understand I've never given birth, but that does not, that does not, what's the word? It does not take away that the black men cannot go out there on the forefront. And then she responded and said, because she's fighting for the future of her son, because she does not want the system to get them. If you understand what I'm not saying it the way she said it, but she was basically saying that she feels the need to fight because as a mother, she does not want anything bad to happen to her son or the future safety of her son because they give birth to the race. And I don't understand because I've never given birth.
Well, what I have to say to that, I would say to her, first of all, when is he going to show that he can stand on his own towards other men? You get tired of being called masculine, but yet there you go in men's business constantly. First of all, your sons, just because you out there marching is not going to save your sons. Your sons doing bad things and going to jail is what's going to F him up. Okay? And she should have been embarrassed when you asked her, what about the father? Let's see the strength of the men. You know, just because I give birth, yeah, I would stand up for my son, but the father needs to step in. Let them as men go talk to the white man themselves. You don't always have to be there jumping up all the time. I got my video removed off TikTok. Somebody got pissed because I said, how can he be a man if you won't let him be one? You keep getting in his business with other men. He can't be a man if you keep jumping up constantly and trying to fight for him. Men have to fight other men. They need to talk to other men, handle their business with other men. And it makes no sense to see more women out there than men. It looks sad. You know, the black man is not involved in politics like that. They haven't started their own party. They haven't tried to make alliances with outside governments. They haven't done any of that crap. I'm tired of it, and she needs to stop. Because where are the black men feeling like I'm their daughter or I could be their mother or something and feel the need to protect me? They have daughters. Do they feel, well, you haven't had a daughter, let me protect her as a girl? And they don't even, the black women don't even go hard for their daughters. You give birth to daughters, but yet I don't see anything said about us being killed all over the place with the femicide and everything like that. They don't go hard for their daughters, the men or the women. So it's a severe sickness to me mentally.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that my male coworker was agreeing with me and said that there needs to be more black men going out there and fighting. So this is like the third time she and I had the conversation, and I realized that there's no getting through to her because she's gonna still go out there because she gives birth. So
well, next time you talk to her, ask her why doesn't she fight for black girls?
We did have that conversation, and then it got heated because it was another coworker. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just get it and not even because this is where I'm gonna go into speaking life into somebody because this was kind of a way of speaking life into her for her to understand that she needs to stand down, but at the same time. If I'm breathing life into you and you can't resuscitate, then I can't. You understand what I'm saying? Like I can't give my breath to you because I'm going to be breathing with her, and she's not getting it. So she got to stay there. She got to stay lifeless. Because if I keep breathing into her, my breath is going to leave my You understand what I'm saying? So so it goes to say what you're saying is that if I'm trying to help you out, if I'm giving you a job application and I'm like, okay, go and get this job effort, then you know what I'm saying? So at some point I gotta be like, okay, you want to be where you are. You understand what I'm saying? It's because there's no you're not taking in the information. You're not going out there. You're not receiving what I'm giving you. So I can't over exert myself, because then if I over exert myself, then there's nothing left for me. And sometimes, like you have to let, I don't know if I can say the word dead, but you gotta let the dead stay with the dead. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you have graveyard. The graveyard is where you bury the dead. We're amongst the living. Sometimes you gotta let people stay there. And just like in the Bible, I forgot which one of the prophet acts, the Most High acts the prophet, can these dead bones live? Can these dry bones live? And the prophet said, well, you know, God, these are your people. And the Most High said he's going to breathe life into them. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you, as a person, you can't breathe life into people. You know what I'm saying? You got, if you are religious, sometimes you got to let the Most High do that. You understand what I'm saying? Because the Most High asked him, can these dry bones live? And the prophet said, well, you know, these are you people, you made them. You should know if they can live or not. You understand what I'm saying? But he said he was going to breathe life into them. You know, so sometimes we can't do anything about it. So this was the third time I had a conversation with her, so she's just gone. And there's nothing that I can do. You know, so she's going to have to stay where she's at. And so real quick, you know, to breathe life into men, these men don't care. They really don't care. They like, I am convinced that they like the way things are. They like the system. They don't have to build anything because everything is already built. You understand what I'm saying? I was just reading a post about, they came to affirmative action or whatever, and they fired a couple black women from Disney, right?
Yeah.
You know, after this was passed. And I said, well, hey, well, you know, the Kings didn't do anything. So where are they going to go get the job? Because there was no provision. There's nothing that's built. So it's a graveyard. Yeah. So you can't breathe into dead people. I don't have if they already dried up, the bones. You walk through something and you see a bone. That's something. That's someone that's been dead long ago. They're gone. So I can't breathe into a lifeless thing. I can't breathe into a skeleton. You understand? I say this big day.
But what about you in a relationship, your man? Have you been in a relationship with a man where you had to, where you spoke life into him, he lost his job or he was depressive or something? Did it work?
Well, honestly, I have not really had too much of experience with relationships like that. But but like I said, if I'm talking to you and trying to get you help, and you are not receiving that, then I can't do anything for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to also be able to receive what I'm giving you. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like a friendship. If you are constantly, you keep doing the same thing over and over again and complain about the same situation, and I'm trying to help you and everything, and you just keep on doing the same thing over and over, you know, there's no more help. You have to want that help. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with helping somebody, but they have to be willing to receive that help and willing to do something about their situation as well.
Yes.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes. So look, Shelly, I want to thank you. I'm going to call the next person.
All right. You have a great day, okay?
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And I just want to say that article that went viral, some might say I'm wrong, but I was the one who posted it, and then someone else showed it on TikTok from my community post. Then it went viral, and now people are talking about it because y'all know stuff be going on. I don't always get credit, but hold on. And I don't care if I'm sounding petty with it, but I just had to say it. And I don't mind that person posting what I showed. That's not the first time. I'm just showing. I'm just saying. So, hello,
Hello.
hello. How are you?
Good. My name is Ma'at. I'm calling. The lady said I never had to speak life into someone I was dating. I usually just leave because, but I have tried to spoke life into a brother, a family member, and it's just as exhausting as someone, someone you're trying to date, and it's women. We have to stop that because I think she said it too. But you can't do that. People have to sink or swim, and the more we try to save these men, let me pause this. It's like calling them. And another thing you said, I think the system that currently is, they're enjoying it. They don't have to do anything. I mean, they have plenty of women they can jump to from one woman to another. The job is there. If it's not there, then they're crying. I mean, it's it really needed for women to wake up for the system to change because we've set back for decades, not understanding what was happening. And for some reason, it's like it's being revealed to us now what's going on. And I'm so happy that women, in particular black women, are seeing it and going and just making change. I know once we get it as black women, once we get it, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's slowly happening. I mean, actually, it's kind of happening fast. It's a mixture. I see a lot of black women on TikTok, especially TikTok here on YouTube, but especially TikTok, who have burnt the cape anymore. They're tired of it. There's no where's the pouring into again and speaking life into the black woman. Like who is this? Oh, okay, girls speak. Okay, she says no one ever spoke life into me. Always criticisms. That's what as black women you see that a lot. Type in black woman right here on YouTube. It's always terrible videos about us as black women. You always hear negative stereotypes about us, always criticisms, what we're not doing enough of, how we dress, how we do our hair, the makeup we wear, how everything, is the good overlooked. People, especially in this so-called community, always dissing us, always trying to talk crap, and then when you have high self-esteem, they want to bring you down with that and they think you're being conceited or well who are you don't deserve upliftment and all that other stuff. So
Yeah, we do get that. I think that's what's made us what we are now. Strong and everything. Not strong in a bad way. Even they turned the adjective strong into meaning something bad. Where strong to me just means resilient. Of course, we shouldn't have to be like that, but I don't see anything wrong in being resilient, especially with the type of patriarchy and now even understanding how men just move in general. You need that wherewithal and that insight, the way we move as women. Now, I do understand there is, of course, the movement is happening, and with any movement, there's a lot of snipers or people who don't even understand what's going on. Like the ratchetness of this Brown family, how they were displayed. It's good to know that we see these types of people out there, and black women are now saying, you see, that's not us. So now it's time for us to understand that there's different groups of us out there, and we all don't have to identify as one.
are you talking
Okay, if
about
they
the
want to be,
excuse me, the Brown family? It was that the people who were twerking or something like that?
yeah, yeah. And what I hate is when we try to see or try to think that we're all just because this quote unquote black and we think we're all one. It's not. We're not.
No.
Is a subgroup of Jeremy Brown's family, but what we've done in the past is we've kind of like let's say when someone got killed, protested, and now I'm thinking that those people had common sense and that they were like everyone else, but now it's like no, there is a subsection of degenerates that we just need to call them out for who they are and cut ties with them and say, okay, with that.
I've always felt this way. I've said it before in the past. Black people refuse to take out the trash. Every community has its trash, but black people, they turn their nose up and call it, oh, you're being classist and all of that. We're all the same. No, we're not, baby. We're not all the same.
No,
I'm not them trifling ass women twerking in restaurants and at the slave castles and stuff. I'm not those women. I don't want to be lumped in with them. The thing is, black people don't want to separate publicly and let the world know I am not that group. Come up with a nickname for them or something, because then it'll be you're bullying them, you're putting your people down. Well, how the world gonna know we different when
coming to them, right? But when we say black people, and that's another term that I hate to use because there are people of color from other countries, and they have managed to separate themselves with classism and say we're not like that. There is in every culture you have the upper class, high class, and you have the low class that's poor. Even in India, you have the beggars, whatever, those who chose their life path. So here in America, and it's good. And that's what this movement is doing. It's a shift. If you want to be the Jeremy Brown and the Jeremy Brown family, you know what? Go be that by yourself. Don't come cry for help under the clothes of your black, because no, we don't stand for that. That's your group of people. Then they will be forced to change, because it's like, no, you don't. Like when someone holds something black, everybody comes in. It's like, well, this is supposed to be kind of a filter, but it's like they want to do away with classism. And classism is there for a reason. It's to weed out the riffraff.
You know what?
You want to go somewhere nice.
Excuse me, really quick. I'm sorry. 1 second. A lot of black people, when they think of classism, they always think it's only about money. It's not about money all the time at all.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's not about money. It's about how you're raised. It's about ethics. It's about morality. It's about decorum. And I hate that, because even for instance, and I hate it, you would see it in the Housewives when it's a black show, i.e., Housewives of Atlanta. They would take, I'm sorry, a Marlo Ham. They would just drop in someone there that doesn't belong. And that's typical in our culture. Now, those that are educated or those that do have a decorum and ethic, you have to deal with this ratchetness. And that ratchetness is not conceit, because they don't care. They will fight you. They don't have anything to lose. And this is where the drama and the violence comes in, because you have a class of two different people from two different backgrounds being lumped together just on the basis of their color. And of course, the people with class and the people with decorum are not going to do anything crazy. So the bandits end up ruling, right? That's what happens.
You know what?
So yeah, it's good. It's good we separate ourselves, and and I used to be on a board, fighting for this, and with black men and youth. But now I'm like, no, I kind of always knew it was there, but I thought it was the right thing to do. But no, some people refuse to change because they can always come hide under a cover of black, or when they come into the me or anything, and if they do, I'll just bust, threaten, scream, be ratchet, whatever, and then they'll just kind of back away.
Yeah. What you said has me thinking about how black people got so mad at the Jack and Jill organization, saying it was classist, or I feel like you need to have stuff like that. If it weren't for the so-called Oreos and so-called white acting black people, people wouldn't even see or know there were different types of black people. A lot of those people are the people representing the best of black people a lot of times. Not all the time, but a number of times, who speak well, which they say, oh, you speak white just because you speak proper English, or I'm not a stereotype. I like opera. I'm an opera singer, or I'm a scientist at NASA. And I'm
Yeah,
not going to look down on
that,
them. It makes no sense because they're showing the world that we're not a stereotype. There are different types of black people. You can't put me into a box. And I don't like people who said, and I've had this said to me before, oh, you forgot where you came from. It's like, it's not about where I came from, baby. It's about where I'm going. Not only that, but there's something called evolution and maturing. Just because I come from what you feel might be the hood or something like that, so what? That don't mean I have to speak or act like some ratchet woman, or I have to promote 14-year-olds getting pregnant, or I have to stay on a certain level. I don't believe in that at all. I believe in growth. So, go ahead.
right. Because even being from the hood doesn't mean it's how you were raised. Again, remember, it's not about money. It's about ethics, decorum. These are what class is, how to behave, proper ethics. If you get mad, you don't just start fighting and screaming. You explain yourself, emotional intelligence. This is where class comes in. So that's why you could give somebody a lot of money, and if they're not cultured into a proper class, they'll just be ratchet with a lot of money. And then sometimes too, like when black foreigners do come into this country, because we can't just walk across the border. So you have like Africans or wherever they're before they come into this U.S., they were in the upper class in their country. So when they come here, it's not like they're trying to snob nose or anyone else. It's not. That's just they were just from an upper class. And so yeah, it's just but again, people of lower class, they don't care. They always want to drag you down there with them. Don't forget where you came from. Oh, look at you. You think you're better than everyone. You got hair weave, so you can't possibly think you're better than me because you're a little fat. They do whatever they can. You just have to, but that's why you have to stay away from those types of people
Yeah.
because this is who they are. It doesn't end. They don't have that wherewithal, that proper high level thinking to understand life isn't about all the superficial crap that they think it's about. Life isn't about who can argue the most or who can speak the loudest. Life is about, love, family, peace, things like they don't understand that, so that's why it's important to have class.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I said a lot.
No, no, no. It's fine. You know what?
Yeah.
When you are around a person and they say you forgot where you came from, or you think you better watch them people. Those are the people that, like Judas, they gonna backstab your behind. If you come up on top, those are the type of people that's gonna set you up to get robbed or unalive because they're so jealous. They want your
Yes.
position.
Well,
Y'all better take sit when you hear people say certain stuff that shows they're jealous or they think you moving up too high. You better stay away from them because those are the people that will
and
cut
they,
you.
they might not even say it because someone doesn't have to come direct and say, don't forget where you, I don't think I've heard that before, but they don't have to say that. It's just peeping how they move. Watch how they move. If they think normal things are extraordinary, then it's like, okay, I forgot, I think it was Tanya TK or someone who said, if you can't maintain a driver's license, which is normal, you just, in my class where I come from, that people just don't do that. So this person is constantly can't maintain a car, can't keep a job. Why are you around them? And then they think that that's normal, or thinking smoking weed every day or every other. I don't know what. That's not normal. I can't be. What am I doing with you if you're smoking weed? Like that's not normal. So in their lives, wherever they came from,
one time a long time ago. I was at the library and they were acting a fool. And yeah, my attitude changed and they got mad at me because I'm like, you're not embarrassing me in public. I don't act ratchet like y'all. And I'm not about to be
Yes.
associated with people who act like this. And also, when it comes to people who say, oh, you think you're better, it's not about always, maybe I do think I'm better. Is that wrong? I'm not talking about like you are lower than me, but maybe I do think I deserve good things or something better, but maybe I just want to be better. Not meaning that you're
Right.
lower than me, but I want to advance or excel in something. Whatever it is, maybe I want to be better. Maybe I don't want
And
to.
you can't speak. Right. Let's say if you try to fix them, say, hey, you can't. Maybe you should talk like that, or hey, maybe friend, let's do this. That's a form of speaking life into a person, and they don't want to hear that because then what happens is you become the enemy. Or now it's like, oh, you think so. To me, it's just smile. Don't even like argue with these people like that guy. Just smile and remove yourself. Let them wonder why you remove. Oh, why did you leave the table or whatever? Oh, I had a call to take. Oh, I wasn't hungry. Oh, let their brain go figure it out.
Yeah. And you know what? It's sad. You even have people like this in families where they don't want to see, their sister, brother, cousin, niece, uncle, whatever. They don't want to see them do better if the family has been a certain way and they think you think you're better. Whether you're family or friends, this happens all the time. And I say stay away from people that don't love you or support you, you know.
Right. You have to. People are wicked out here. And also, another thing is people from other cultures, they understand how wicked people can be. That's why they migrate to the U.S. most of the time. But people who are born and raised in the U.S. don't understand how, like, a certain, like, let's say India or certain countries, they'll pour acid on you or poison your food. So you hear a lot of people who don't eat this, don't do that. Or people will wish harm on you and curse you or whatever. So here, we kind of like to, we're nice. We kind of like to think everyone is equal and everyone is nice. Or we're all this. Let's just try to get. No, human beings can be very wicked.
Yeah.
And we need to grow up and open our eyes to understand that you can't save everyone.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself and let it be.
Yeah.
And don't try speaking life into someone or saving someone or whatever because that's gonna cause more problems for you.
When you mentioned,
Stress it's gonna be stressful because here you are trying to save somebody. Now you done all the mental energy and all the physiological energy you done exerted into the person. And the person may get mad because whatever reason, or they may not change or they just might use you. And here you are a year, 2 years of your life, all of that energy and all that physiological change in your body causes real life stress and medical issues and everything else.
when you mentioned about other communities and separating from the trash, they observe black people and you don't see any men especially handling the trash. Everybody's lumped in together. Everybody's,
Yeah.
they don't know the differences amongst us because we haven't publicly let it be known. We don't associate with women or men that act like this. We don't have a nickname for them that we
Yes.
call them publicly. Nothing. So all they think is don't criticize a black person because they're all gonna attack you and jump on you and defend them, but off the basis they're just black. They don't. Oh, we think these things about black women because I had said on social media, I'm tired of seeing black women. Why are they always twerking? This is not just the Ghanaian slave castle. Go on Instagram. They're always shaking their butts, and it's like a character now. Like, is that all you got to offer? Yes, you're beautiful. Yes, you got a fat butt and all of that. But damn, like, is y'all are always doing this like a animal in heat or something? Like, what's going on here? Don't get me wrong. Yes,
Yeah,
I
well,
know we're not.
again, it was promoted. I'm sorry. remember back in the 90s, we weren't like that. You know, rappers, we weren't like conservative prunes. It was like girls gone wild, and then black women like white girls are doing it, so I could do it. Then the twerking, and then the rappers kind of exploited the women. Fast forward 2 or 3 decades from the 90s, now we are where we are. So we weren't like that before.
And don't
but, that's...
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
So that's another topic. But right now, to me, the present topic is not because the women aren't killing. I hear you, it does look bad, but I believe that can change because it wasn't like that before. It's the men and the media that have promoted that with their ratchet killer music for the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, but we, the women rappers follow along.
To me, it's the killing right now. If these men, the violence has got to stop. That's what made me, because before I was like, oh, protect black. I was doing the black male worshiping crap. Not totally blinded, but I was kind of feeling, that they're oppressed. Let's go help them. What changed me? Yes, I saw women out there behaving like that. Yes, it doesn't look good. I hear you. I'm totally with you. But the radical change is going to get women and everyone to wake up at the same time is this violence and this crap. And they're overall disrespecting us and just keep knocking women down, keep just destroying women. That's what woke me up and said, hell no. We can take time and tell women to, stop working. There's food on the table. But what we cannot sustain or allow to happen is these men and the way they're behaving. That's just a total. That will wake a damn person out of sleep.
Yes.
You can't keep killing somebody because whatever, or attacking a woman. No.
But you know what? It's not even just about killing. It's the whole they need. Hold on. Oop, my microphone. Sorry. Morals. Clean yourself up. Stop sagging your pants. Look presentable so you can get hired. Learn how to read properly and speak properly. Okay? It's a whole lot. Of course, the unaliving, but so much more.
Learn every woman does not belong to you. Every black woman does not belong to you. They could tell you no. Just because someone tells you no does not mean you go hurt them. So that's the fundamental change that has to happen before people stop twerking. Because once, to me, that's where we can't lose focus on that, because that's what's waking everyone up. A young girl can't be 22 years old pregnant and you go throw the baby in an alligator. That's crazy. That's crazy. A woman can't be standing ordering food, and just because you want her to get out of line, you assault her. You try to kill her. To me, that was literally because he said, I'm going to knock you out. What is knocking someone out? That means you want her to be in a coma, not getting up, i.e., she could be dead. Just for what? And then killing and shooting? No. I need to be able, I travel abroad a lot. I want to be able, just like Portugal or Dubai or even Costa Rica, and walk out and feel safe.
Yes.
This shit that's happening in the
Girl,
US.
hold on. You can't even feel safe going to look, 4th of July get together. They keep having, I'm trying to use different words up on here. Y'all see it every damn week, or every time there's a get together, somebody gonna start doing what outside. You can't even go nowhere. They start shooting.
Crazy.
You can't go nowhere.
And it's not like they're doing this because they need food on the table. You have clean running water. You have food on the table. You have loved ones around you. What are you doing this for? You are totally sick in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you want games. I thought games. Who are you protecting? George Zimmerman is still minding his business. Y'all literally are terrorizing people in the community. So, no, I'm not supporting any of that shit until it changes. What am I supporting? I say fund the police now. I didn't say that before because y'all said the police was the problem. as people needing to feel safe from these demons.
Girl, I agree with you. And I'm tired of hearing them talking about white supremacy every damn week on TikTok. White men are not killing black men in high numbers. They're not ruining the communities they don't even live in sometimes. They just need to stop. They try to use him as a crutch. It's disgusting.
They haven't. It worked for so long. When I watch other channels, it's like, oh, black women, this is no, black women were tricked for so long for these men. We believed them that, and that the whole world did. Even like the last few years, this is how they have gotten so emboldened in the last 5-10 years, because they were seen as oppressed little puppies, the oppressed black man. So everyone was protecting the black women. We thought we needed that, but look now the veil is open.
Mm-hmm.
You're not being oppressed. You are the one terrorizing people.
You know what, though?
We're not saying that.
More white people are saying leave the black people to themselves. And I'm telling you, once they leave and the cops stop coming out like they doing now, the truth is going to be revealed. They're going to see, just like Hurricane Katrina, what really go on when we're not involved. You can't blame us. We're not there, but they always do it. They murking each other because the white supremacy took over their mind. It's because of slavery.
Yeah, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I just think it may be that what needs to be happening, like what's happening now, I'm happy. It needed for black women to wake up, because we are their greatest ally. We're the backbone. And we just, like, why are two women fighting over a guy? For what? What? Is he fighting over a dusty and then having kids left and right? For what? And then he's not going to take care of the kid, and then this kid is not going to get the proper education and the spiritual knowledge they need, and the kid is going to could fall into the crack. And now, even if one child falls into a crack and terrorize the whole neighborhood, that's 100 people that could be affected, give or take. So, men are not a prize. I mean, it's good to have one, a decent one. Not because he's cute. It doesn't make sense. He needs to be a man that's providing for you and respects you. So these young girls need to get that. And I hate on TV or these social media where, like, for instance, Krishan Ross, right? Why did you get pregnant by this guy?
Yeah.
Why?
I already said it. I don't celebrate that relationship. I don't talk about her much because that man was treating her like trash years before she got pregnant. And I look at her too. Why would you do that to a child? Give them a father like that doesn't like you, abuses you, and now you're going to ruin an innocent baby's life. It's ridiculous. I think both of them is out their mind.
Right. It's like sometimes people just want a baby. That's selfish. You have to understand that are you wanting to bring another conscious human being into this madness? And then it's just, and then she's so, like, if she values herself, like, girl, now you're going to have this baby and you can't really move how you used to move with this degenerate mom. It's like, why?
Yes.
Like, this is happening. It's like these women keep fighting over a guy. It's like, why? You act like this man is just supporting you 100%, where you say, okay, if I have this baby, because when we give them children, that's an honor. You are giving them a seed. You are carrying on their bloodline. That's a privilege. To birth a child, this is a high privilege for any man. You don't give a man no darn baby unless he gets on one knees and gives you cows and all of this before you give him a child. But here we are giving children to monsters that shouldn't be procreating.
And this is why a lot get upset that black women are talking to black women, because it is the black woman. Once the black woman changes her mindset, everything changes.
Yeah. Once we change our mindset, everything changes. That's who you say shit. She would have left when Rick Ross was trying to get. He's got more. She would have just left and let him go.
you know what you just made me think about too is the men who will say, um, well, you shouldn't have laid with me. You know, it's your fault you had a baby. And it's like the men are basically saying, we have no sense. We're never going to change. And until you take your power back and decide to end it, then the effort will continue because we're not changing. We don't care. We don't care if we have out of wedlock
Yes,
babies. We don't care if we catch AIDS as men. We don't care about any of that. It's all up to you, lady. You're the one with all the power.
yes. It's women that have the power. It's like the snake man. Well, you knew I was a snake before you laid with me. The devil is saying you knew I was a demon and you let me in. You see what they are. Don't fucking have any kids with them. The way this is why back in the days it was Herschel Walker's song when he posted it. It's, a man needs to bring money, flour, cars, whatever. This is even to date a woman. Okay, we're not there yet, but for you to birth, number one, what you're doing to your body, birth his seed. He needs to be praising you and giving you all. And here we are, giving the most precious part of us, the most precious part of humanity, to an undeserved and bandit. This is why they don't respect us, because look, it's like if you give a child a diamond ring, what is that child gonna do? Throw it away? You're like, oh, that's a diamond ring I gave it. The child doesn't know. We're giving our precious everything we have to these men who haven't done the work, and they are literally throwing it away and throwing the community and everything away.
Yes. Yes. But look, you have been off the chain and I love it. Okay. I want to give someone a chance to call in. We've been speaking for 33 minutes. And are you subscribed to me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Because I want you to call in when I go live again. When I have another live
I
call
will.
in. All right. So
Are you going live this weekend too?
I'm not sure yet. If I do,
Okay.
because a lot of people haven't been getting my notifications, so I'll probably post it in the community section to let y'all know if I have a call in coming up again.
Okay. I
All
will.
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I do want to say something that she touched on. It is true. The men talking about the murking and everything like that. But understand when it comes to black women twerking, only a black woman can address this because the men are not going to tell y'all stop shaking that thing. They're not going to tell you this. They're men. They love for you to shake that rump and twerk. They'll criticize you, you know, on some of them, but don't get it twisted. They love to see it. They'd have all kind of fantasies and look and all that. It has to be a black woman to speak to the black woman about this. I'm not saying, look, there is a time and a place to twerk. Okay. Have I ever danced like that before? I've done it one time, but it was in my home, but not out on the street in public and stuff. I'm too classy for that. I'm not going out like that. I'm sorry. But the black woman, y'all got to stop this because you get mad when you get stereotyped as an over sexualized woman. And we have been unfairly over sexualized for centuries, you know, because men are attracted to us. They see our full lips, our naturally big breasts, okay, our hips, our booty. Some of us have big booties, some don't. Our exotic beauty. I mean, come on. They think things. They're men. They're gonna fantasize about you if they find you physically attractive. But because we were put in a position to be subjugated and we didn't have any protection, men had easier access to us. Or if we needed men to take care of us, you know, sometimes you were put in positions where you were having sex and all this other stuff. We know the history, right? But overall, we get so angry with being seen as so overly sexualized. There's nothing wrong with a woman being confident in her sexuality, having desires, expressing that to her man, being sexy, being cute, but you have to know a time and a place and not to overdo it. And the thing is, I see so many black women, you know, yes, the topic is about speaking life into him and the things we were talking about, but I'm gonna have to say I'm tired of it. I've said it before on Instagram. I always see black women bent over on cars, bent over and everywhere. And it's like, damn, like, show us something else you got to offer. Yes, you're beautiful. Yes, you got a good body. Say something smart. Let me see your brains. Say something profound. Say something to show us your intellect. Show us who you are. Not that all you can do is act like some character or some overly in heat woman constantly bent the fuck over in front of everybody. You don't see how many women of other cultures do you see bent over all the time on social media, like constantly shaking their damn behinds for everybody to see every day in front of children and public restaurants, museums, all types of stuff. You look unclassy and you're embarrassing us. And I'm saying it. Stop embarrassing us. And look, yes, women from other cultures do their belly dances. They do all that shit in the bedroom. They do. They do it. But it's a time and a place. And they're not overly, they don't do it so much like we see with black women. That ain't going down in a lot of communities. They're not going to be embarrassed like that. Knowing how to act. And being black women should be able to call out some black women from unclassy behavior. There was a black woman doctor, a dentist. She put a piece of paper on her office desk or at the door saying, "Do not show up to my appointments, your appointments in bonnets and slippers." And people were saying she was classist and were pissed. I'm like, no, go on and tell them. You're coming here for a doctor's appointment, which is considered kind of professional. You don't show up like you just woke up out of bed. If I was an OBGYN, you show up to the appointment in a bonnet and slippers, I'm going to assume, who was this woman coming up on here? Did she wash her coochie? Because I'm the OBGYN. You ain't coming up in my office spreading it for me to look, and you just got up out of bed and you ain't washed that thing. I don't know. You know, I hate it. I've seen some other races of women do it, but I see a lot of black women with that. Like, I mean, sometimes your hair is done and you're trying to protect your hair and you have a bonnet on. But in rampant numbers and pajamas and slippers at Walmart and Food Lion and just out and about like all the time, girl, no. And you especially don't show up to no appointment and no professional places looking like that. Y'all gonna stop embarrassing us. And only the black woman can truly talk to the black woman. I mean, don't get me wrong, other people can talk about it, but it hits different when a black woman addresses it, you know. And yeah, they can try to cancel you sometimes, but no, you know. And all this damn twerking constantly. I said it 13. And yeah, the video is still up because they was doing it 13 damn years ago. It's only gotten worse. And again, I'm not perfect or anything. I ain't saying I never did it before, but not like outside and stuff like that and embarrassing myself and embarrassing black women. So, you know, hip hop, Jabbar in New York, hip hop has fallen off years ago. I mean, they're wearing purple dreadlocks now, green dreadlocks, and beads on their hair, nail polish, skinny jeans. I don't know what they're doing. The videos suck. You know, to me, when I think of rappers who weren't so toxic, who still made good music, I would have to say LL Cool J. Like, he makes good stuff, and it's not about murking anybody. It doesn't show women looking real trashy. LL Cool J is one I can think of who, he made good stuff and people danced to it. Um, I believe that you can make hip hop with a banging beat, good lyrics. It doesn't always have to be that super hotep conscious stuff. I'm not saying it's bad. You can rap like when Nelly made a song, Air Force Ones. I would like to see them promoting more black owned businesses, but at the end of the day, it was creative. It was a number one hit just talking about sneakers, but it was creative. It had a good beat and everybody loved it. So you don't have to always talk about stabbing a man or a woman being a thought and all that in every song. You know, 90s hip hop, some of it was terrible. We all know that. And some of it, you had more diversity, I feel, where you didn't have everyone talking the way they do now. So, okay. Rappers are feminine. Yeah, they're very feminine now than ever. You know, they look worse than they've ever looked in the history to me. A number of them. They're not, I don't know what happened to music at all. Like I've talked about it several times. R&B ain't the same. Pop music. Where's Backstreet Boys? Come on now. In Sync, Britney Spears. Okay, rock music is not the same. Bon Jovi, Gwen Stefani, no doubt. I'm not saying they're not good artists. I'm just saying music like them. You know, the 70s, Luther Vandross, the Carpenters, the 50s, the Four Tops. It's been downhill since the mid 2000s, in my opinion. Country music, I mean, Taylor Swift was holding it down for a while, but she ain't really being talked about like that anymore. Um, I just, I had said before, there was an article a few months ago where they said people are not listening to the new music like that. More people are listening to older music than the current stuff out because it was just better beats. Like I try to find some music. I played new music today, but I'm disgusted. Like a lot of these R&B singers, known and unknown, so many of them sound the same, and you can hear the whole audio, the computer stuff they do. Like it's just they sound either really depressive, the beat does nothing for me. Um, it's not creative, it's not catchy. You know, it's nothing like 90s. Well, to me, the 90s R&B is just the greatest era of R&B music in history. That's just a fact. Um, you know, Timbaland, Missy, just to name a few, Diana King. I don't want a shy guy. No, I just want a shy guy. That's what I want. Yeah. Um, it's just different. Again, all genres of music is just not the same to me. People aren't having fun, it seems, anymore with music like that. The music videos are not that great. Music has just changed, period, where you don't even see that many videos no more. Everything's being streamed. R&B artists who can sing don't get the promotion. The songwriters, they're not using the greatest songwriters who are still alive. People aren't using them to write mega hits like they had in the 90s. The artists who are older, who are still making good music, are not being promoted, which is weird to me. So it's just now a lot of artists rely on tours. If you look on Ticketmaster or whatever, and it was articles about it, people are like, why are the concerts now so expensive? Because the music industry has changed and they're getting most of their money now from performing, a lot of the artists. So now you paying like $1,000 to sit in front row now, you know, or in the middle, like $600 tickets. So hi, Veronica Brown. Peace and blessings to you as well. Anna Bentley says, I find myself listening to old stuff like Destiny's Child, Fantasia, Keisha Cole, Jasmine Sullivan. It's so weird to me when I say old music because, you know, I'm not old. I don't feel old, but that's what we say. You know, SWV, Tony, Tony, Tone. That's all I ask of you. Kissing you is not enough for me. You know, I'm a big boy, and big boys have desires. Making love is what I wanna do. Yay. All my love, and I will do all the rubbing. All I ask anywhere, especially there and there. That's all I ask of you. Oh my God. Mary J. Blige, yes. Okay. SWV, oh my God. What about Total? Listen, I think that Total is one of the most underrated, slept on R&B girl groups in history. Like Total was big. We remember Total, but when people bring up the greats, Yeah, TLC is the like number one. But I don't, they'll say TLC, Destiny's Child, In Vogue. I'm like, don't forget about Total. Come on now. Total was that group. Total, you can't listen. Total needs to do a damn tour. Okay? And you don't hear nothing like Total no more. You don't hear nothing like Total. I'm like, what the hell has happened? What the hell has happened? Like Total, you can play Total right now on the radio. And if it's promoted, it would be a number one hit right now. Everybody would be listening to it still. So, but they're still out here. Shantae Moore is still. Tamia is still making music. 702. I know two of them were on a reality show, 702. Jade. Don't walk away, boy. You. Black, the lead singer of Black had passed away a few years ago, which was very surprising. But Lonnie says no one buys music anymore. There's no need. I mean, but music can't go. I mean, people are still making music, but one of my secret dreams was to be like an A&R person, whoever discovers people. Like I would have loved to search for talent for a major record label and find them and get them promoted and everything like that, because it's been a long time since we've seen a new superstar, and a lot of the music sounds so much the same. I don't like depressive sound and R&B with some blah beat. Give me some Timbaland type of stuff. Give me some 90s style, some Aaliyah type of shit. Because this stuff out now today is not hitting on average. I might find one or two songs by an artist that's okay, but the rest of it is like, this does nothing for me. I can't even dance to this. This just sounds like some depressive late night. I mean, with a blah beat. Or they just sound like completely computerized. They have the computer helping them. They can't even sing live. Oh my God, Brownstone. I just posted them on TikTok. I will never, ever, 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 ever get tired of Brownstone. They are also one of the most severely slept on girl groups in history. Michael Jackson was the one who discovered them, and they literally sounded just like the album. Okay. But I'm starting to question the love that was made. I'm not looking for just an affair. Want a love that is based on the truth, not just in. But I hurt my pride if right now you decide that you are not ready to settle down. But if you want my heart, then it's time that you start to act like you're mine, in the light, in the dark. If you love me, say it. If you want me, do it. If you love me, if you need me. Okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I tried, y'all. But Brownstone, if you love me, yes, 5 miles till empty. Oh my God. Brownstone, I was pissed when they replaced that girl and they got that new girl. I don't like when groups replace people. But Maxine, rest her soul, her passing is still very suspicious to me. It just sounds like her husband could have did it. I don't know if he did, but the way, no, something ain't right with how Maxine passed away at all. At all. So Mona says, when I was a kid, girls thought Cisco was cute since he did the thong song. I'm sorry. I always thought Cisco likes men. But that didn't take away me liking his music. I heard he was bi, which is still just the same to me, just about. I mean, yeah, it exists. He likes both, supposedly. But I'm sorry. He can sing his butt off, though. I like Cisco's music. Nice personality. I don't know for sure, though. So I'm not going to say that's 100% true. I mean, if he lives his truth, that's him. That's fine. If if he admits it and says, okay, yeah. I don't know for sure, though. But I know he sang his butt off. Now that I do know. Cisco can sing in person, and he had good energy. I like his song that's not talked about. Um, I got to get it. You won't forget it. Kiss you under your navel. I'll go where he won't go. I got to get it. Just let me hit it. I'll kiss you something on your navel. I'll go where he won't go. Now I can be a better man, fly you to Japan again, spend a week in Puerto Rico. Way too. Come on, I know y'all know that song. Toni Braxton. I love her song Long as I Live, which came out a few short years ago, maybe like last year or two. Amazing. Should have been a hit, but they don't promote her no more. And I don't like that because why not? She still makes music and it's a really good song. Tamar sings her butt off too. I don't believe in that they say 15 minutes of fame thing. I think if you're talented, the music never dies, the artistry doesn't die. There's no reason at all that she shouldn't be promoted on radio and with her music, you know, because no one is singing like them like that, you know. Carl Thomas, Emotional, Genuine, Maxwell, Sade. I already told you, Sade. I'm willing to pay $1,000 to see Sade because that's a once in a lifetime concert you going to. Because she barely tours over here. Jill Scott, Maya. Yeah, Maya, she's still touring right now. I love some Maya's music. I love The Best of Me. He has a little game that he plays. Clever little ways and a hot boy style. Brags about the dough that he makes. Flash a little cash, most girls wow out. But lately he's been checking for me. Telling me how much he wants to be. Wants to be the one to replace. Replace the man that waits at home for me. But oh no, I can't let you get the best of me, even though deep inside something's dying to see how you flow. And it's coming on. I know that it's wrong. I can't let you get the best of me. Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm trying. I love the Best of Me remix though with Jay-Z. Lips are telling me yes. Why you kissing on my neck? Making me feel slow. Should I stay? Should I go? I don't know. Your hot boy style drives me wild. But in the back of my mind, I know. Even though I wanna see how you put that thing on me, I can't let you get the best of me. Deborah Cox, Tamia. John Legend has some good songs. Lauryn Hill. Lord, I just saw Lauryn Hill the other day. I couldn't even recognize her. I said, oh my God, what happened to Lauryn? I've heard a few things though. I just hope she's okay and everything like that. But she had some good ass music. Lauryn Hill with her mad rap delivery and gospel singing voice. Justin Timberlake was good. Justin Bieber's songs are kind of catchy. Yeah, I do like Justin Timberlake's not Justin Bieber. Um Let Me Love You. Don't you give up, nah, nah, nah. Never give up, nah, nah, nah. Let me love you. Let me love you. I like Lauryn Hill had a song she did with Bob Marley's son. Turn the Lights Down Low. I really, really like that song. I like her song X Factor. Loving you is like a battle. It ain't worth it. It's something to you hurt yourself to make me stay. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Adele. I was feeling Adele's music at first, but I feel like her songs are starting to sound the same. But I love Someone Like You. I love Rolling in the Deep. Hello to the Other Side was okay to me. I know she can sing though, and I love Amy Winehouse. Adele. I thought Adele was a melanated sister when I first heard her. Erica Badu. You know I love Call Tyrone. That remains a classic. You better call Tyrone. Tell him come on and get your, but you can't use my phone. Sam Smith. Alicia Keys. Do I like Alicia Keys? At first. I don't hate her. Like, I don't think she's making music like she used to. But her career has been suffering for a minute after the Swiss Beats thing. But um I did love her song, her first hit, Fallen. Put a Woman First. You can buy me diamonds. You can buy me pearls. Take me on a cruise around the world. Baby, you know I'm worth it. You better put that woman first. Um, a song I did like, now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have liked it, but you know, this was back in the day. The song she did with Eve. I just want to rock you all night long. Oh, I want to rock you. I just want to rock you all night long. Oh, I want to rock you, baby. I want to hold you, baby. Won't you be my baby? I want to rock you, baby. Diana Prince says Alicia Keys is fantastic live. Her backup singers are brilliant. Little Mama, Ariana Grande. Here's the thing about Ariana Grande. I do like some of her music, but you can't understand what she's saying a lot. She sounds congested or something. She seeks she sings very fast and you can't understand what she's literally saying half the time. She sounds like her muffled or congested or something. But she does have a good voice though too. I like her song. I've played it switching my positions for you. I'm in the kitchen, in the bedroom. My love is infinite. There's nothing I wouldn't do. Switching for you. Positions for you. Yeah, Mona says Ariane sounds like she has a cold. Okay, India Ari. She makes some pretty good music. Okay, I like the Ariana song, Love Me Harder. Dazzling Empress Ari says, I like Selena Gomez. Year Without Rain, Slow Down, Come and Get It. What the Heart Wants, Round and Round, Who Says, The Same Old Love. I love the crap out of Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys has some of the greatest music that has ever been made. How many of you listen to the Backstreet Boys? Like, leave a heart. I mean, real music, dance music, love songs, stuff that's just like, I never get tired of it. Um, I love Shape of My Heart, Drowning in Your Love. Thank you, Lady Virgo, for the donation. Um, Drowning in Your Love, I Want It That Way. Oh my God. I'll Never Break Your Heart. But I really, really love Shape of My Heart so much. It's so beautiful. And it's just, I don't hear music like that no more. It's like, what happened to the any groups in a while? One Direction, but they made some okay songs, but they broke up really quick. But it's not on the level of Backstreet Boys. Now, NSYNC made really good music too, but Backstreet Boys made better. NSYNC was very good, but Backstreet Boys is just on a whole nother level. And a group called Five, that's from England. I like them too. I love Spice Girls. Spice Girls made some really good music too. But okay, David Bowie, um, Everybody Rock Your Body Right, of course. Who else? Missy Elliott can sing some hooks. Yes, and I might be doing a video reaction to Missy's music very, very soon. Aqua Rose, you said you saw the Backstreet Boys live before. Do you know how lucky you are? Do you know how lucky you are? Especially that Brian has kind of lost his voice. That's like a once in a lifetime type of concert. Like, I still want to see them. Jodeci, amazing. 112, amazing. Jagged Edge, amazing. Really can sing, really, really can sing. Okay. Pharrell, though, is not really a music artist. He's a producer. I mean, he talks on songs. But he's not a singer. Britney Spears has really good songs too. Yeah. So, oh my God. I'm trying not to sing some Backstreet Boys right now. I really, really love Backstreet Boys a lot. When it comes to pop music, I mean, I don't even could say it's pop. It's just beautiful music. Seriously, Drowning in Your Love. 'Cause every time I breathe, I take you in, and my heart beats again. Baby, I can't help it. You keep me drowning in your love. And every time I try to rise above, I'm swept away by love. Baby, I can't help it. I can't sing it like them. You got to hear that song. Just so beautiful. So beautiful. A perfect combination of voices. Okay, Shania Twain has some beautiful songs. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't get me started. Oh my God. And Celine Dion. I'm so upset she's might not be touring again. I'm pissed off about it. Celine Dion was one that I wanted to see once in my life in concert, and I might not get the chance now. Okay, Doja Cat does have some good music now. She does. She has a lot of hits. So, very hit after hit after hit. And I like that she doesn't put herself in a box. She does different stuff. So, listen, that is it for music. I've had some fun. I thank y'all. My voice was sounding kind of better today. So I thank you all for those of you who have called in. We will have another live about who knows what. Again, I'll probably post it in the community section to let you know when I'll be going live and what it'll be about. So I thank you all for joining me this afternoon. Okay, thank you so much. Bye, everybody. This was a good topic. Bye. Make sure you hit the bell when you subscribe to be notified when I go live. Peace out, everybody. Bye.